Maha suspense over new Chief Minister. Shinde 2.0 or return of Fadnavis. Ajit backs Fadnavis for top job. Shiv Sena demands second term for Shinde. Maha tug of war over Chief Minister post. Hectic parleys underway in Mahayuti. Maharashtra का राजा कौन?
And that's the big question on everyone's mind in Maharashtra. Maharashtra cha Raja Kaun. The big question here is, will it be Devendra Fadnavis, who's been credited with BJP's spectacular victory, 132 of 288 of their own? The Sajag Raho, all the series of meetings, getting the RSS to back him, 60,000 meetings that the RSS held, and a lot more. Or the Shiv Sena says follow the Bihar model, irrespective of who gets more seats. In Bihar, it's Nitish Kumar. In Maharashtra, let it be Eknath Shinde. We'll get you all aspects of this big story. I'm Gaurav. Sawant, as always. So after the BJP-led Mahayuti's spectacular victory in Maharashtra elections, the question is, who will be Chief Minister? Let me get you the latest from the Shiv Sena camp. And the Shiv Sena is rooting for Eknath Shinde to continue as Chief Minister. Shiv Sena sources are telling India Today it's only Eknath Shinde, the grassroots man, the man who's truly inherited the mantle and the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray. And the voters have voted for him as the real Shiv Sena. Only he can keep the Uddhav Sena in check. Shiv Sena sources are telling India Today that Shinde can consolidate on this victory, consolidate the Maratha pride for future victories, and not just in the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, but in the municipal elections that are coming up in a couple of months. So Sena sources are saying it's the Shinde that destroyed the Congress in its stronghold. Sena sources are also saying that continuity at this point of time, it's extremely important to build on the good governance model that the people have voted for, especially after the setback in Lok Sabha elections. It's just months after that that the spectacular victory has come, and that is why it's the Shinde-led government that killed the anti-BJP sentiment that was emerging in Lok Sabha. At least that is what the Shiv Sena camp is telling India Today reporters. And I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Piyush Mishra for more on this. Piyush, we are told there are prayers that are going on, there are meetings that are going on, and there is hectic lobbying for Eknath Shinde to remain Chief Minister of Maharashtra. But bring us the thinking. Why is it that Shiv Sena wants the Bihar model to be followed in Maharashtra?
Well, absolutely, Gaurav. One thing is very clear that right now, as we are speaking, Shinde Sena, Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena is playing hardball for the top post in the state of Maharashtra, and they are not, compromising on Chief Ministerial post, and that is why what we are learning from our top sources from Shiv Sena, that just after the debacle which Mahayuti faced in Lok Sabha, it was Eknath Shinde's governance which has helped to fight the anti-incumbency. It has also helped the BJP to grow. This is what Shinde feels. We are also saying, sources are telling us that the Marathi votes are going to be consolidated and will continue to support Mahayuti if Eknath Shinde once again made Chief Minister. At the same time, they are stressing upon the fact that very soon, in few months from now, we will have BMC elections and then municipal corporation elections across the state, and only the good governance model of Eknath Shinde can help the Mahayuti alliance to once again win over the heart of people. There are also the fact that the good governance model which has been given by Eknath Shinde should not be stopped, and looking at that only people have voted. One thing which we have also observed, Gaurav, is that in the past few days, even BJP leaders have also accepted that the Ladki Behna Yojana has done wonders for Mahayuti alliance. Now we'll have to wait and watch how things are further going to move from here. Eknath Shinde is playing hardball. At the same time, BJP workers are also demanding that Devendra Fadnavis should be made Chief Minister.
You know, last time it was Devendra Fadnavis who made that big sacrifice. And that was for the sake of the alliance, for the alliance to move forward, point one. Point two, he's also being credited for taking the Sangh, their help, the 60,000 odd meetings that were held. In all of it, he's the architect, as they say, for BJP's best ever performance of 132. BJP Karyakartas want him to be Chief Minister to take that victory forward. So what is the middle ground in this? How do they work on this when they meet the central leadership?
Well, as far as this meeting is concerned, what we are learning, Gaurav, is that by today evening, there could be a meeting of all these three leaders, and then tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we can expect a decision also coming in from the top Mahayuti leadership. What we are told is that these three leaders are likely to go, Devendra Fadnavis, Ajit, Pawar and Eknath Shinde are likely to go tonight in Delhi. They are going to attend the reception of marriage of Lok Sabha Speaker Lom Birla's daughter. There, after that itself, there could be a meeting with Amit Shah, and then we can expect a decision to be taken. But
what's extremely interesting, Piyush, stay with me. We'll carry this conversation forward because Ajit Pawar has also weighed in favor of Devendra Fadnavis. But all eyes on that big question: who will be the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra? As Piyush Mishra was just telling us, the Shiv Sena is bargaining hard. In the Shiv Sena, the chorus is for Eknath Shinde to continue as Chief Minister because they say he's the one who was able to convince all the Shiv Seniks across Maharashtra that it is Eknath Shinde and that Shiv Sena that's the true inheritor of the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray, the Hindu Hriday Samrat. He's the one who stayed on the agenda and ideology of Balasaheb Thackeray. But there are others who say that Mahayuti did not project him as the chief ministerial face. Will it be Devendra Fadnavis? Will it be Eknath Shinde? Can there be a dark horse? Will Maharashtra witness Shinde 2.0 or will Devendra Fadnavis return as the chief minister of Maharashtra? We bring you more in this report.
After the historic landslide in Maharashtra, the race to become Chief Minister begins in all earnest. Current Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis are the top contenders. The Shiv Sena is rooting for Shinde big time. A party MP has demanded the Bihar NDA model in Maharashtra.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने बिहार में संख्या भर देखा नहीं, लेकिन छोटी पार्टी है, उसको बड़ी करने के लिए नीतीश कुमार को सीएम पद दिलाया। वैसे ही एकनाथ शिंदे साहब को सीएम पद मिलेगा, ये हमें विश्वास है।
BJP leaders are maintaining silence on the issue, saying the decision will be taken by the party top brass.
केंद्र के हमारे वरिष्ठ नेतृत्व जो है, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, अमित भाई है, हमारे नड्डा जी है, हमारा केंद्रीय एक पार्लियामेंट में बोर्ड होता है, तो उसमें सारी चर्चा होगी। अभी वो चर्चा करना नेतृत्व का सवाल है, नेतृत्व चर्चा करता है, तो मुझे लगता है जब भी बैठक होगी इसमें निर्णय होगा।
Amid the suspense, sources tell India Today Ajit Pawar is backing Devendra Fadnavis as the Chief Minister. What has squared the pitch for Chief Minister Shinde is the big majority won by the alliance. The BJP on its own is just a few seats short of majority. While Shinde camp is claiming Shiv Sena UBT MLAs are in touch with them, the NCP is making similar claims about NCP SP MLAs.
कल रात से ही शिंदे साहब के संपर्क में 4-5 एमएलए है, उनका क्या करना है, कैसा पार्टी में लेना है, वो फाइनल बाद में किया जाएगा।
As the suspense over Chief Minister continues, all eyes are on the BJP leadership. The top brass is known to throw up surprises. Will it throw another googly or stick to tried and tested names for Chief Minister post? Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me now quickly take you to the Siddhivinayak temple in Mumbai. Eknath Shinde's supporters, party workers and patients who got medical relief from the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. They're performing Aarti at the Siddhivinayak temple and they are praying for Eknath Shinde to remain Chief Minister of Maharashtra. I want you to take a look at these images. This is how all sides are now leaving no stone unturned to ensure that their candidate, their person becomes or remains the Chief Minister. But will there be a dark horse in this race? That remains the big question. So let's quickly discuss the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats for both the candidates, whether it's Eknath Shinde or Devendra Fadnavis. Let's talk about Devendra Fadnavis first. He is an experienced political leader. He's held this campaign for the elections as far as the BJP and the Mahayuti are concerned. And he's the one, whether it's that Sajag Raho rallies to ensure that everyone stayed united or seeking help of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. That's point one. Let me now take you through the second point. And very, very important, he's a political leader. He has the backing of not just the urban middle class, but he has an appeal that's immensely backed by the organization, not just the Bharatiya Janata Party, but also the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, because the Sangh also held not just 1, 2, 20 or a couple of thousands, but by some accounts close to 60,000 small meetings and rallies and sabhas to ensure that Devendra Fadnavis was his message or the BJP's message went to every nook and cranny of Maharashtra, especially in the Vidarbha or the Marathwada belt where the challenges were immense. He has strong media presence, communication skills are extremely strong. So that's the strength. What about weaknesses? Well, his profile diminished after Mahayuti's victory initially when instead of him becoming Chief Minister, it was Eknath Shinde who became Chief Minister. Then that balance, that struggle to balance whether it's the urban voter or the rural voter, there are challenges from the Maratha lobby because he is a Brahman leader. So that is something that's held against him at times. But then what are the opportunities? He's worked extremely hard. He can reclaim the mantle. He can reclaim the leadership. He can consolidate the support that he enjoys, not just within the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, but very powerful leaders within the BJP. The Prime Minister, we are told, is said to be very fond of him, of his hard work. So within the BJP and in the Mahayuti, he's seen as someone who's very popular. He also has a nationwide appeal. Now, when the opposition is fragmented, he's seen as a leader who can actually consolidate himself. The threats, of course, remain. Rivalries within the BJP, that's seen as a big threat. Shinde's growing influence in Maharashtra, that is seen as a threat because he is, Shinde is seen as that Maratha leader. He's addressed the farmers' grievances. The Ladki Behan goes in favor of Shinde. So those are things that can be seen as a threat for Devendra Fadnavis. But let's now talk about Eknath Shinde. Now, what are his strengths? He was the Chief Minister when the Mahayuti won its historic landslide victory in Maharashtra, the best ever for any coalition to cross the 200 mark, and 235 is a huge number. He's the one, Eknath Shinde, the son of the soil, seen as the true inheritor of the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray. He did not stray from the Hindutva of Balasaheb Thackeray, the unadulterated Hindutva of Balasaheb Thackeray. He did not stray an inch from that. His women-centric schemes like Ladki Behan, that was considered as a game changer in Maharashtra. Then the Maratha appeal, his grassroots connect from an auto rickshaw driver to the Chief Minister. The gates of Varsha were always open 24/7 for anyone to come in and air their grievances and seek grievance redressal. So that goes in his favor. Weaknesses. over-reliance on the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, that is something that goes against him. Though he led the Shiv Sena to a 57 MLA victory, but reliance on Bharatiya Janata Party and the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. So that limits his autonomy. Divided Shiv Sena loyalties. Yes, he's the inheritor of the legacy. Yes, what is going in his favor are some of the leaders saying that even those in Uddhav Sena now want to, some of them at least want to jump ship and join this Shiv Sena. But then he could be seen as someone who is a Maratha leader. He was chief minister, but since the BJP is the bigger party with 132 seats, the BJP could say chief minister hamara hoga. Opportunity. This is the opportunity to solidify, as his supporters say, the Mahayuti leadership. Expand the Shiv Sena voter base across Maharashtra, build a strong image as the inheritor of Balasaheb Thackeray's legacy as the Hindutva leader in Maharashtra. Instead, he does face an immense challenge, as you can see here, from BJP leaders. Devendra Fadnavis is a very, very strong leader. Now, if he's unable to deliver on the promises that have been made, that could erode his leadership. So that's also a threat that he faces at this point of time. But amidst all this, what's happening in the Mahavikas Aghadi? In a scathing attack, Sena UBT, Uddhav Thackeray group MP Sanjay Raut, he's actually slammed Eknath Shinde. He slammed Eknath Shinde, saying, who is Eknath Shinde? He can never inherit the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray. The legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray remains with Uddhav Thackeray. Shinde will not be chief minister. The BJP will have its own chief minister. Sena UBT is intact, insists Sanjay Raut. Those who wanted to leave have already left. Those who remain will remain with Uddhav Thackeray, and there is no question, according to Sanjay Raut, of anyone else inheriting Balasaheb Thackeray's legacy. That remains with Uddhav Thackeray.
और अब क्या ये माना जाएगा कि बाला साहब की जो विरासत है वो एकनाथ शिंदे ने पूरी तरह से ले ली है?
कौन एकनाथ शिंदे? ठीक है, मुख्यमंत्री बना, मोदी शाह की मदद से अब उनके लोग चुनकर आए, लेकिन बाला साहब ठाकरे की विरासत तो असली शिवसेना ही लेके जाएगी, उद्धव ठाकरे लेके जाएंगे, हम लोग लेके जाएंगे।
आंकड़े तो नहीं दिखाते ना।
आंकड़े में क्या होता है? हमारा आंकड़े पे विश्वास, हम संगठन पे विश्वास रखते हैं। जो हमारा संगठन है, पावर पे नहीं, सत्ता पे नहीं। सत्ता आती, सत्ता चली जाती है। संगठन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, जो आज भी जमीन पर है।
So Mosmi Singh of India Today, they're speaking to Sanjay Raut, Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray MP, who insists that the legacy remains with Uddhav Thackeray. He says, don't go for numbers, go for the core strength, the organizational strength, and at least he thinks that Uddhav Sena remains intact. But is that actually true? Because there are reports of a discord not just within the Mahavikas Aghadi after that crushing defeat, but there are also reports that members of the Legislative Assembly of the Shiv Sena and the NCP Sharad Pawar faction, at least 5 to 6 of these MLAs are in touch with the Mahayuti and want to jump ship. They want to cross over from the Mahavikas Aghadi to the Mahayuti to join the alliance in the next couple of months. And this after an intense blame game between the Mahavikas Aghadi leaders after the Maha rout in Maharashtra. Our Maharashtra Bureau gets you more.
After humiliating Maharashtra defeat, Mahavikas Aghadi alliance may be facing a rebellion. Multiple Aghadi MLAs are said to be in talks with the Mahayuti to jump ship. Shiv Sena claimed that several MLAs from Uddhav Thackeray's party are looking to switch sides.
कल रात से ही शिंदे साहब के संपर्क में 4-5 एमएलए है। उनका क्या करना है, कैसा पार्टी में लेना है, वो फाइनल बाद में किया जाएगा। अभी तो आज का मीटिंग जो था उसमें गठन नेता करके माननीय एकनाथ शिंदे साहब को
यूबीटी के विधायक आना चाहते हैं शिंदे?
नहीं, यूबीटी का मैंने बोला कि आना चाहते हैं, वो 4-5 लोग हैं, उनके बारे में बाद में सोचा जाए।
A similar claim was made by Ajit Pawar's NCP.
लगातार जैसे रिजल्ट आना चालू है, तब से जो आघाड़ी के लोग थे, जिन चिन्हों पे वो चुनाव लड़ रहे थे और पराभूत हुए, उन्हीं के साथ में हमारा संपर्क हुआ और जीत गए। और जीतने के बाद भी कुछ ऐसे एमएलए है कि उनको अभी महसूस होने लग गया कि अभी यहाँ पर विरोध में रह के, जहाँ पर विरोधी पक्ष नेता जो है, विपक्ष का जो नेता है वो भी नहीं चुन सकते, तो वहाँ रह के अभी हम लोग आगे क्या करेंगे। और जो लोगों को सीट बंटवारे में इधर उधर समझो सीट जाने की वजह से उधर चले गए थे, वो भी अभी पार्टी ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं।
While many Agadi leaders are blaming EVM tampering, Congress MP Karti Chidambaram vouched for EVMs as fail-proof.
I have been participating in elections which have been using EVM since 2004. I personally have not had any bad experience. Neither do I have any evidence to suggest that there is any kind of manipulation or tampering. If others have some sort of doubt about the efficacy of the EVM, it's really for them to say. But I personally do not have any doubts or about the robustness or the efficacies of EVM.
The embarrassing defeat has also led to infighting among Aghadi partners. On Sunday, Congress's Maharashtra in charge, G. Parmeshwara openly blamed Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar for failing to back Congress candidates.
ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕಡೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮವರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಶಿವಸೇನೆದವರಿಗೆ ಆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವ್ರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಶಿವಸೇನಾ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟಿಗೆ, ಅದು ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಂತ. ಶರದ್ ಪವಾರ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಂಗೆ.
Sena MP Priyanka Chaturvedi too blamed Congress for Uddhav Sena candidate's defeat. Will the crushing defeat lead to more internal discord in Mahavikas Aghadi? With Piyush Mishra in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
So as this race to be Chief Minister of Maharashtra intensifies, Devendra Fadnavis is heading to Delhi. Devendra Fadnavis has left for the national capital is what we are hearing. I quickly want to cut across to Piyush Mishra. Piyush, for the Mahavikas Aghadi, it seems to be splintering even further. For the Mahayuti, the challenges remain. Who will be Chief Minister and how will they placate other members? So what's the thinking within?
Well, Gaurav, what we're now learning is that Devendra Fadnavis has left for Delhi and he is going to attend a private function, and after that he can also meet with top leadership there in national capital. And after this meeting, we can expect some sort of decision coming in from Bharatiya Janata Party. In the last 2 to 3 days, we have seen one thing, that NCP and Shiv Sena have held their legislative assembly party leaders meeting, but BJP has not done so far. Then this is very interesting, and after Devendra Fadnavis comes back from Delhi, we can expect that to take place, and decision for announcement of Maharashtra Chief Minister could take 2 to 3 days more, because Shiv Sena right now is playing hardball and they want that Eknath Shinde should continue as the Chief Minister. They are also pushing for Eknath Shinde's name because they are vouching for good governance which has been done by him. We'll
keep tracking that story. I will come to you for more. In midst of all of this, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar, he's endorsed Devendra Fadnavis, saying he's come from the party that got the largest number of seats. Incidentally, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar jokingly told his nephew Rohit Pawar that he barely survived winning his seat, crediting his own absence for Rohit's narrow victory. Ajit Pawar and Rohit came face to face at the memorial of the state's first Chief Minister, Y.B. Chawad, in Karad on his death anniversary. Listen in.
दर्शन घे दर्शन काकाचं मला गाण्या थोडक्यात वाचला माझी सभा झाली असती तर काय झालं.
The situation in Sambhal in Uttar Pradesh remains on the edge. The UP police and the Central Armed Police Forces are carrying out a flag march to ensure that the situation remains in control. This after riots occurred late yesterday. And there was violence when rioters targeted the Uttar Pradesh police. Authorities have now made a scathing revelation about the riots that took place. According to Uttar Pradesh police, the deaths in the violence that took place in Uttar Pradesh were caused by country-made weapons, desi kattas, according to the police, not weapons that are used by the police. Police had 9mm ammunition. That's the ammunition that the police carry. That's a prohibited bore. The deaths were caused by .315 bore weapons used by desi kattas. That's one point. The police say the riots were well planned. People came from outside. They were not in that area. Because when the mosque survey was carried out on 2 different days, the situation was peaceful. Suddenly, when the work was completed, a mob assembled. They had stones, they had weapons, and they targeted the police. We bring you more in this ground report.
Arson, stone pelting, and killings. Violence broke out in Sambhal on Sunday after protesters opposed a survey of the local Shahi Masjid conducted by a court-appointed panel. Videos showed protesters throwing stones at police from buildings in front of the Shahi Jama Masjid. The police called the clashes a pre-planned attack. They claimed the attack was allegedly incited by Sambhal MP Zia-ur-Rahman and the son of the local MLA Sohail Iqbal.
Zia-ur-Rahman Bark और सोहेल इकबाल नामक ये 2 नामजद अभियुक्त हैं जिनको उन्होंने अभियुक्त बनाया है. उनके द्वारा बताया गया है कि भीड़ को इन लोगों ने भड़का के बलवे का रूप दिया. उनके द्वारा पूर्व में भी भड़काऊ भाषण दिए गए थे.
The Samajwadi Party rejected the charges, saying MP Zia-ur-Rahman was not present in Uttar Pradesh when the attack occurred.
मुझे अफसोस है कि पुलिस प्रशासन के लोगों ने जो प्री प्लान तरीके से इस घटना को अंजाम दिया है. मैंने और माननीय राष्ट्रपति अखिलेश यादव जी ने मांग की है कि उन अधिकारियों के खिलाफ हत्या का मुकदमा दर्ज होना चाहिए और उनको जेल में भेजना चाहिए.
हमारे सांसद जिया-उर-रहमान जब संभल में ही नहीं थे और उसके बावजूद भी उन पर एफआईआर दर्ज करना, ऐसा उदाहरण कभी किसी को मिला होगा देखने को, सुनने को? एक पुलिस ऑफिसर ये कह रहा हो कि नेता बनना छोड़ दो, नेताओं का सहारा लेना छोड़ दो. किसके लिए भाषा थी वो?
4 people died in gunfire on Sunday. Families of victims who died in shooting during the clashes accused the police of opening fire. Sources in the police tell India Today the deaths were caused by country pistols and the police fired only pellets.
Now we see the investigative team, while the forensic is सबसे important. Sir, can we see so far what all have been covered here? क्या-क्या अब तक सीज हुए हैं? ये क्या-क्या मिले हैं?
ये टीयर गैस है और इनका भी बाद में जांच कर बात पता.
So इन्वेस्टिगेटिव फोरेंसिक टीम से आप लोग?
हाँ जी. ठीक है.
So that makes really significant because the forensic evidence are very critical during the trial, during the investigation.
A political slugfest has erupted over the survey ordered by a local court based on a petition claiming that the Mughal-era mosque was built by demolishing a temple at the site. While the opposition parties blame the BJP for the violence, the ruling party is accusing the India bloc of stoking trouble.
विपक्ष ने तुष्टीकरण नीतियों के तहत वहां पे सर्वे टीम पे हमला नहीं था. ये भारत के संविधान पर हमला था, भारत के लोकतंत्र पे हमला था. ये भारत को जलाना चाहते थे.
जो सर्वे करने लोग आ रहे हैं वो प्रोवोकेटिव स्लोगन्स लगा कर आ रहे हैं. वो वीडियो उसका है, पब्लिक डोमेन में है. और उसके बाद जो वहां पर वायलेंस हुआ जिसमें 3 मुसलमानों को गोली लगी, उनकी मौत हुई, हम इसका कंडेम करते हैं. ये फायरिंग नहीं बल्कि मर्डर है.
Police have filed 7 FIRs in connection with the violence. The district administration has imposed prohibitory orders and restricted the entry of outsiders into Sambhal until November 30th. With Himanshu Mishra and Ashutosh Mishra, Bureau Report, India Today.
The police are carrying out their own investigation because this was a court-mandated survey. On 2 days, the survey was carried out. Everything was peaceful and suddenly riots happened. The police, the superintendent of police of Sambhal has gone on record and he's blamed the Samajwadi Party member of parliament, Shafiur Rahman Barq. There's also blame that's been leveled on Sohail Iqbal's son. Now, the images that you see on your television screen, and I want to tell you for a moment about Shafiur Rahman Barq, the Samajwadi Party member of parliament. According to the Uttar Pradesh police, he played a role in getting people together. Akhilesh Yadav denies it. Akhilesh Yadav says he wasn't even there in Sambhal. But what evidence do the police have to indicate that Shafiur Rahman Barq was involved allegedly in inciting a mob, in getting people together, and then the riot took place? The police insist people came from 10 to 15 kilometers away. They had stones, they had country-made weapons. 15 police personnel were injured. 4 police officers were injured in the riots that took place. Of course, the Samajwadi Party MP Shafiur Rahman Barq and his son have denied any role in these riots. Breaking news that's just coming in. The member of parliament and his son have denied any role in the riots. The Samajwadi Party leader has said that his son was not involved in the riots at all. Survey was conducted in a hurry, claims the Samajwadi Party. The son was at the mosque to ensure peace, was inside the house when the riots happened. The son, of course, Sohail Iqbal's son, has been booked. Iqbal Mahmood's son has been booked for riots that took place in Sambhal. Now, the situation is the police say they have evidence, they're moving forward, and they will take the strongest possible action as per law against the accused. Remember, 4 people have lost their lives, and the police say that this was firing that took place between 2 groups. These were country-made weapons, not the prohibited core weapons that the authorities use. But India Today's Himanshu Mishra, he spoke to the Samajwadi Party MLA Iqbal Malik on the violence, on the cases that have been registered and the action that's been taken. Listen in.
इस वक्त हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए संभल के विधायक मौजूद हैं, हम उनसे बात करते हैं। सर, आपके बेटे का नाम एफआईआर में दर्ज है और इलाके के सांसद का भी। जो कुछ भी वहां हुआ, आप विधायक हैं, आप नहीं थे उस वक्त, लेकिन जानकारी तो चली ही होगी। क्या कुछ पता चला आपको?
देखिए, मैं तो नहीं था, आपने भी बता दिया, मैं यहाँ नहीं था, मगर मैं टेलीफोन से मेरा संपर्क बराबर बना रहा है। यहाँ 19 तारीख को जामा मस्जिद संभल की जो शाही जामा मस्जिद है, कोर्ट ने आदेश किया कि सर्वे करने के लिए किसी व्यक्ति ने ये कहा कि हम सर्वे करना चाहते हैं, तो कोर्ट के आदेश के बाद में वो यहाँ आए थे और उन्होंने यहाँ संभल प्रशासन की सहयोग लिया था। संभल प्रशासन साथ में आया था, यहाँ किया, उन्होंने सर्वे किया और सर्वे करने के बाद में शांतिपूर्वक वो चले गए, कोई परेशानी नहीं। उसके बाद में अचानक सैटरडे नाइट में 11 बजे हमारे पास टेलीफोन आता है, अब कल सुबह को फिर इसकी वो होगी, सर्वे होगा।
तो ये फोन किसका है?
जनता का।
अच्छा, जनता का, लोकल लोगों का।
मैं कहा तुम्हें कैसे मालूम? मेरे साहब यहाँ सब ये रूमर हो रही है पूरे उसमें। मुझे क्यूरियोसिटी हुई क्योंकि मैं यहाँ का विधायक हूँ और मेरी जिम्मेदारी बनती है, तो मैंने एसपी संभल को फोन किया और उनसे पूछा क्या ऐसा कुछ है? उनको बोले हाँ है ऐसा।
आपको पता चला कि आपका नाम एफआईआर में है? आपको पुलिस ने संपर्क किया?
नहीं, पुलिस ने अभी संपर्क नहीं किया। मुझे तो अभी आप लोगों के जरिए मालूम हुआ कि मेरा नाम भी है इसके अंदर, और बड़ी हैरानी की बात है कि जो लोग जो है ना सहयोग करते हैं और जो लोग जो है शहर के अंदर अमन अमान की बात करते हैं और किसी के जब मेरे खिलाफ कोई एविडेंस नहीं है तो क्यों ऐसा नाम आया। दोबारा सर्वे होने की बात रात में मालूम हुई, फादर का फोन आया था तो मैं सुबह वहाँ जाना है। तो बहरहाल सुबह मैं पहुँचता हूँ जामा मस्जिद पर, जहाँ जो फादर ने सुबह 6 बजे, क्योंकि 7 बजे सर्वे का लिए टीम आनी थी, वहाँ पे जामा मस्जिद में जो हमारे सरपरस्त हैं, सदर हैं, जो वहाँ की कमेटी है, उनसे कहो कि सहयोग करेंगे।
The police, of course, have a different story to narrate. The police have gone on record to say that the survey was court mandated. It was carried out. Once the survey was carried out, an announcement was made that the survey is over and the team is leaving. And that is where people assembled and the rioting started, based apparently on rumors that were spread. The question remains, who spread these rumors which led to the violence, the arson, the vandalism and the riots? Tension still grips this entire area. The Rapid Action Force, Central Armed Police Forces, they had to be called in. Rapid Action Force is carrying out a flag march even as we speak. India Today's Ashutosh Mishra is on ground zero. He sent us this report.
सीधी तस्वीरें एक बार दिखा देते हैं। फ्लैग मार्च चल रहा है अभी, जो पेट्रोलिंग टीम है यहाँ से निकली है, फ्लैग मार्च, और इसके साथ सिर्फ पुलिस ही नहीं बल्कि रैपिड एक्शन फोर्स भी अब यहाँ पहुंच गई है। तो आरएएफ को भी लगा दिया गया है। पूरा जो सर्कल का इलाका है, संभल सिटी, इन पूरे इलाकों में फ्लैग मार्च चल रहा है। तो हर एक कोने पर जो है भारी अमला तैनात किया गया है, वो इसलिए कि हालात खराब ना हो। दरअसल अब से थोड़ी देर पहले जफर अली को गिरफ्तार किया गया था, उसके बाद ये लगा कि कहीं उनके समर्थक जो है सड़कों पर ना उतरे, तो इसके चलते फ्लैग मार्च फिर से इस इलाके में हो रहा है। ऐसा लगा कि कहीं कोई स्थिति खराब ना हो जाए। अब जहां तक की जांच की बात है, जिसमें सबसे बड़ा नाम जो है जिनमें समाजवादी पार्टी के सांसद का है, तो उनको चूंकि पहले बीएनएस के तहत नोटिस दिया गया था। जो स्थानीय विधायक हैं, उनके बेटे जो है, जिनकी भूमिका है कि उन्होंने भी पहले इस तरह के प्रोवोकेटिव स्टेटमेंट दिए हैं, भड़काऊ बयान दिए, आपत्तिजनक बयान दिए हैं, तो उन्हें नोटिस दिया गया था। लेकिन उन्हें अभी जिस तरह से नामजद किया गया है, पुलिस ये जांच करी कि क्या उनकी भूमिका प्रत्यक्ष है, यानी भीड़ जुटाना, उनको ये कहना या किसी तरह से उनको हिंसा के लिए उकसाना, या फिर अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से कि उनका पहले का बयान है जिसके आधार पर भीड़ जमा हुई, ये जांच का विषय होगा। थोड़ी देर पहले जिन 25 लोगों की अब तक गिरफ्तारी हुई, हमने उन लोगों से बात की थी, वो उनको अभी थोड़ी देर पहले यहां से पेशी के लिए ले जाया गया है, और हम देखेंगे कि पुलिस इन्हें न्यायिक हिरासत में भेजने की मांग करेगी या फिर रिमांड मांगेगी, ताकि उनके स्टेटमेंट वगैरह आगे पे दर्ज हो सके। कई लोगों ने माना कि वो हिंसा की घटना पर थे, तो कई लोगों ने कहा कि उन्हें घर से उठाया गया है। इन सब जांच के बीच जो असलहा था, जिसका इस्तेमाल, जो पुलिस ने कहा कि उन्हें वो बरामद हुए थे, तो उसका जो है बैलिस्टिक रिपोर्ट, फॉरेंसिक रिपोर्ट उसकी की गई है। थोड़ी देर पहले फॉरेंसिक टीम पहुंची है, उसने भी जांच की है, वो भी जो है तथ्य और कई सारे एविडेंस, साइंटिफिक एविडेंस इकट्ठा कर रही है। इन सब के बीच हालात फिलहाल बिल्कुल शांत हैं। कई जगहों पर आप देखेंगे ज्यादातर जो रिहायशी इलाके हैं, वहां पर मकान बंद है, लोग घरों में हैं, दुकानें बंद हैं।
India Today's Ashutosh Mishra now joins me from ground zero for more on this. Ashutosh, is the situation under control right now? And the question still remains, this was a court-mandated survey by the Archaeological Survey of India. People were informed. Why was there a riot? How did people suddenly assemble and target the forces?
Many of these locals say that probably most of them were not even seen, because all of them they really did not cover their faces. And the locals that we spoke so far say that most of the people, those who were there, part of the crowd, they did not even recognize. But while these all 25 accused, they were being produced before the magistrate, they were in the police van. When asked them, many of them confirmed they were present. They said, yes, we were at the spot during the violence, but we were not part of it. Many of these accused also claimed that they were actually picked up from their home, despite not being part of the mob. So yes, whether it was a hatched conspiracy, whether it was a spontaneous reaction, that will only be subject to the investigation, and during the remand application or the judicial application, we'll have to see what the police say. So far, yes, 7 FIRs, 25 arrests, the 26th accused has been detained. Zafar Ali is being questioned because he remains one of the biggest face ahead of the administrative committee. But yes, you were absolutely right, because there was constantly announcement. And remember, from the mosque, there were announcements announcements being made that people must come, do not believe rumors, the survey is being done, the survey is finished, the team is leaving. But while the team started leaving, it was all of a sudden either the number that rise from 50 to 2,000, from two pockets, two different sides, the people started mobilizing towards the mosque. The police, administrative forces, senior officials, they did try to take first, the preventive measures. Then it led to the lathi charge, then the tear gas, and then we see the kind of escalation. In fact, 4 people
when it comes
killed
to
so
the
far.
alleged
So clearly
role,
that looks like there was something.
Yes, of Shafiqur Rahman Barq, the Samajwadi Party member of parliament. Samajwadi Party says he wasn't even there. The police say, or at least they suspect, he and those close to him had a role in inciting the mob. How do the two theories match up? If he wasn't there, how was he inciting the mob?
Okay, so Gaurav, in investigation, this comes into two subjects. One, the real presence, the physical presence of any particular or any individual or any accused. Secondly, even using social media posts or certain videos. See, even any absence of the accused, he could have been or could have been not be literally, person responsible to mobilize a gathering. When police say that we are probing the role, whether he was directly or indirectly involved. So both involvements comes under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita for the investigation, including the previous IPC. Whether there was, because the order that was issued on 19th, and the since survey already been carried out, whether his previous statements that the notice he was already served for that was responsible to mobilize the people for Sunday. And then the local MLA's son, he says he was present but at the mosque appealing people to maintain calm. So the previous statements, their current statements, mobile locations, calls were being made, all this be subject of investigation. Physical presence doesn't make really significant as far as
is
hatching
there any
conspiracy
clarity on who were the masked men? Where did the masked men come from? Because the district magistrate and the superintendent of police are both very clear that people were mobilized. How were they mobilized? Where did they come from?
25 arrests were made because the drone footage with the police is very important. So from drone footages, each faces are being identified. Those who were not covered, 25 have been arrested. Multiple teams, as we speak, are hunting around for those responsible who were part of the mob. Subsequently, those who were masked. Once you have the zoom pictures through the drone footages, it is very much practically possible to take it to the people around, and that's how the local intelligence unit worked. I saw many of the local intelligence teams of the UP police and the Sambhal police. They were combing around, searching for these people responsible. So it could be just matter of time, even if they are masked, it not be really very difficult to find about them, because if there is a mob, not all could be strange to each other. Probably they could have come from different pockets in a number of 2, in number of 3, number of 4 and 5. Then this course of action, interrogation will reveal the truth and will reveal all those faces who were covered during this riot. Gaurav.
Ashutosh, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more, because Union Minister Giriraj Singh, he's very clear that this was a planned riot. He's blamed the opposition. He says this is quite like what happened in Godhra when a train was set on fire and car sevaks were killed. According to him, like that was pre-planned. This too was pre-planned. India Today's Ashutosh Mishra is on ground zero. He sent us this report.
I am here at Sambhal, and exactly the place which was the epicenter of the violence. That's exactly is the Shahi Masjid, of course, preserved under the Preservation of a Monumental Act. And this is one of the legacy that is preserved by the authorities. And what broke out after the court's decision when the all recce and everything done. Look at these images. These are the live images from the spot where you see the heavy cavalry of the police force that have been deployed to ensure no untoward incidents happen further. The situation remains tense, of course, but now it's totally under control. On the 19th, the notice was already given to the Shahi Masjid, and the Sadar, who's the head of other than Shahi Imam, says that eventually some survey, part of survey was already being done, but it was the SDM and the CEO he blames it to be a conspiracy. He said the later they decided, because there is a complaint filed from the other side that all the survey was in very haste, the detailed survey need to be done. They gave a notice to carry out this another survey. So it was quite decided in advance that this Sunday, like yesterday, the survey will be done in a detailed way as desired by the administration. Now, despite the notice being given, the clear lapses was the arrangements were done pretty much inside the mosque and mosque premises to ensure no such elements would disrupt the proceedings, or there shouldn't be any such activity that could lead to a further chaos. However, in the outer periphery of the premises, including on the main stretch of this road where I'm walking, was clearly left totally in an absence of the law enforcement machinery. We're also moving towards the another side of the Shahi Masjid. So that says, but that's a claim at the primary stage of the investigation. When these forensic reports come out, that will be submitted in the court during the argument. So that's a procedural. But as far as this moment is concerned, the investigation by the police reveals that people, those who have died, do not have an injury of a 9mm bullet, which is used by the police, but some 315 bore rifle, which is a Desi country-made rifle. So since they have recovered these shells, meanwhile, you see these images of the Shahi Masjid, where all these, the confrontation took place between the police. But the investigation, which is a key subject of this investigation, is actually the gathering of the mob. Of course, they knew about the surveys being done. There was appeal by the administration. These are the law enforcement agencies following the court order. Who instigated, how this crowd gathered? We're exactly in the residential areas here. Look at these barricadings. All these pockets are heavily barricaded to ensure the people or the mob further doesn't come out. Recording the evidences as the investigation begins. 7 FIRs filed, several arrests have been made, and the investigation will further take place as and when the evidences are collected, which will be very critical. So all these areas, wherever they had CCTV footage, have been seized. All the DVRs have been seized. Here the members of the forensic team from the forensic department are collecting the videos of this entire area, which will be very critical during the investigation, as where the crowd came from, how did they enter, the size of the passage where the number of people came out. And this will ultimately help the forensic team to, and the police, the investigative team, to understand whether it was a hatched conspiracy to bring such number of the people and escalate the attack on the police.
News just coming in from Bangladesh. A Hindu monk who led protests against the actions and the atrocities against Hindus has been arrested. According to the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, ISKON, Chinmay Prabhu, the monk who was spearheading and organizing minority Hindi community in Bangladesh to protest against atrocities by radical Islamists, has been arrested by the police in Bangladesh. Chinmay Prabhu was picked up by the Dhaka Police Detective Branch, according to information that's filtering out of Bangladesh. Chinmay Prabhu had addressed that massive protest gathering at Rangpur on Friday to protest against the atrocities that have been carrying out since August. So August, September, October, November, protests and atrocities against Hindus have been on by radical Islamists. Finally, the Hindus are rising, seeking justice, and the person who addressed that rally, Chinmay Krishna Das Brahmachari, a Hindu monk, he was the face and the leader of the Bangladeshi Hindus seeking justice, has been arrested by the Dhaka police and has been taken to an undisclosed location. Now, this is happening when this Nobel laureate, Professor Muhammad Yunus, is heading the administration in Bangladesh. Is he or are radical Islamists directly calling the shots in Bangladesh, and minorities very clearly are not safe there? We'll be tracking that story very, very closely, but that is all I have for you on this special broadcast. Many thanks for watching.